Because yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had. But even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out.
This shit, I'm like, okay.
Jake is bodied up, man.
He's big.
Yeah.
Probably has 100 pounds on Gervonta.
Maybe. I'd say Gervonta probably walks at 150.
Oh, he's so small.
So small.
Jake Paul was visibly surprised after watching Gervonta Tank Davis's intense, almost monstrous training footage. Still, he remained optimistic and self-assured. Paul acknowledged Davis as a skilled and disciplined fighter, but expressed strong belief in his own preparation and mindset. He credited positivity in 5 years of hard training for his continued growth, noting that despite countless sparring sessions, he's never been knocked out. For Paul, stepping into the ring isn't just about technical skill, it's about proving that discipline, confidence, and belief in oneself can bridge any gap. One of the biggest hurdles to a potential Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Davis bout is the wide difference in their natural weight classes. Davis, known for his speed and power, has dominated in lighter divisions, while Paul typically fights as a cruiserweight. Boxing experts are quick to point out that this isn't just a small difference, it's a significant physical mismatch. Weight brings more than just bulk, it brings power, durability, and stamina. For many, this size gap makes a competitive fight unlikely, regardless of the hype. Even in the world of spectacle-driven boxing, safety concerns can't be ignored when there's such a physical disparity.
There's no way in hell this fight was ever going to happen. And the fact that y'all believed it, I don't know, you're stupid. So Rick Thompson, chairman of the Georgia Athletic Commission, told USA Today Sports that Paul's promotion company withdrew its request for permits and a rule waiver, citing the 65-pound weight difference between the fighters. The Rick Thompson guy straight up said they've been promoting something they should not have been. Come on, guys, use your brains. Y'all boxing fans, you understand this. This fight was never going to happen. This is the article from USA Today. It says the status of the proposed fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis under scrutiny because of the weight discrepancy between the two fighters. Rick Thompson is coming out and saying this stuff because he said he believes it's in the public's best interest to know that they've been promoting something they should not have been. Communications director for the Office of the Secretary of State told USA Today Sports the event will not be happening. But funny enough, tickets are still available. You could still purchase them online, and the fight is still listed on the State Farm Arena event.
Controversy flared when reports surfaced that Georgia declined to host a bout involving Gervonta Davis, prompting Jake Paul to move his preparations to Miami. This behind-the-scenes shuffle reveals the complexities of organizing high-profile exhibition matches. States consider more than just the financial upside, they weigh legal, regulatory, and reputational risks. The Georgia rejection shows how Davis still carries both fan excitement and controversy. For Paul, relocating to Miami aligns perfectly with his brand: bold, headline-grabbing, and celebrity-focused. The move also shifts the atmosphere, as Miami has become a hotbed for crossover boxing events, ensuring the spectacle stays front and center.
Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul both let everybody know that the location for their exhibition fight has changed from Atlanta to Florida. And let me tell you, it wasn't because Jake Paul just woke up in the morning and decided that he was going to change the venue. No, it was because of politics once again getting in the way of a Gervonta Davis fight. The amount of times that local small politicians play around with Gervonta Davis and Gervonta Davis's fights is at the point of being ridiculous right now. There is no way without coercion that this many venues, that Gervonta Davis has this many problems with venues. But this time, it wasn't a problem with the venue. It was a problem with the state of Georgia. Now, before I get into it, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. And thank you to everybody that supports in the super thanks of the videos like this. It's a little $ by a comment. And thank you to my guy that did it yesterday with the big $5 holler. Thank you so much, man. I'll thank you directly in the video. But let's get to this because I'm sick of this, man. Every single solitary time, well, over the last 2 years, pretty much, and I'm saying this because I believe this to be true, pretty much since Gervonta Davis started having an argument with Turki Al-Sheikh.
Former world champion Chris Algieri applauded Jake Paul's influence on modern boxing. Whether Paul wins or loses, Algieri believes he has done what most traditional fighters couldn't: bring new fans to the sport. Paul has blurred the line between combat sports and entertainment, pulling in massive audiences and turning his fights into cultural events. By drawing in big names like Gervonta Davis, he's created matchups that reach beyond boxing purists. Algieri argues that Paul's promotional skill is part of why boxing is growing, and that such contributions shouldn't be dismissed just because Paul isn't chasing titles.
But it's mostly win-win for him. Right. So what does Gervonta Davis?
Whoa, hold on.
I gotta respond. That's what I want, Chris. Go ahead.
I didn't even get to talk.
Please.
So, what has he done for the sport? I mean, manufactured or not, he went out there and he performed and he got knockouts and people tuned in. Boxing fans tuned in. And you can talk about that shoe fight and that shoe. They're not boxing fans. Gervonta Davis sold pay-per-views to boxing fans. And he got boxing fans to come to fights, which is so needed. Desperately needed in this day and age.
They marketed him that way. You can market anybody. You can market it that way. You can market it that way. And champ, you should know better because you and I were very marketable and never got any marketing except as opponents for high-level fighters. And you should know that. They talk about great white hypes and all this other stuff. No, that's absolutely not true. They manufacture what they want to manufacture. Shakur Stevenson can be marketable. He's not ghetto enough. Andre Ward was very marketable. He's not ghetto enough. Why do black fighters only get marketed when they're quote-unquote ghetto, when there's class guys who you can market as great examples? Shakur Stevenson, Andre Ward, so on and so forth. Yeah, I'm going to say it. Yeah, I'm saying it. People complain because I'm too real, and I'm going to be honest. Why could Ray Leonard be manufactured as a... I don't even want to use the word manufactured because Ray Leonard actually was legit.
Great fighter.
But Ray Leonard promoted as the class guy, and it worked. Why could you do it back then, but now you can't do it? Andre Ward was gold medalist the same way, class, could speak, mature, poised, could fight his ass off. Why didn't you market him the way you marketed Ray Leonard? What happened between 1976 and 2004? Why are you marketing Why are you marketing only Thug Life? Why? And I'm not saying, okay, I wasn't a part of this because I was a big fan of the hip-hop gangster rap generation and all this other stuff. But as a 44-year-old, you start to realize the concept of the entire scope of things. Why are you not marketing guys like Shakur Stevenson more? Why are you marketing this guy who doesn't want any of the smoke? Shakur has wanted all the smoke. This guy doesn't want any of the smoke.
Analysts remain split on a potential Davis versus Paul showdown. Critics argue that Davis is simply too small for the matchup to be legitimate, suggesting that any fight would need to be an exhibition rather than a sanctioned contest. They claim exhibitions lack stakes and don't hold long-term interest. On the flip side, many believe Davis's speed, technique, and elite experience would overwhelm Paul regardless of size. They envision Davis using his boxing IQ to land clean shots and make Paul look amateurish, despite the physical difference. To them, skill trumps size, especially when one fighter has faced champions, while the other is still earning credibility.
Before I say any comment about it, my question is, what's the rules? And, like, are they going to actually try and knock each other out? Because it's going to be a glorified sparring match. I'm not watching, dude. I don't give a fuck.
Jake's going to have a hard time hitting him.
Yeah.
You know?
Big time. Gervonta's so fast and skilled.
Gervonta's going to eat his
I thought
guts.
Jake was going to fight Anthony Joshua. That seemed
no, that was actually getting...
That
sounded
the
more
craziest
interesting.
idea I've ever heard. Jake Paul trying to fight Anthony Joshua is, crazy.
Oh.
Not a sanctioned professional bout. This means the fight will not count towards either fighter's professional records.
So it's still being finalized.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
What is so behind the scenes? You think there are things like, hey, we don't punch each other in the jaw.
Yep. Or don't go. We can punch in the face, but don't go for broke. Like, don't knock me out.
Really?
Yeah. It's an exhibition.
That's
so
not
they
very
can get away
interesting
with
to
it.
me.
No. Until I find the rule sets, but when I hear exhibition, I'm like, okay.
Jake is bodied up, man.
He's big.
Yeah.
Probably has 100 pounds on Gervonta.
Maybe. I'd say Gervonta probably walks at 150.
Oh, he's so small.
He's so small. I mean, he's really small. Bring up Gervonta Davis next to Floyd Mayweather, because I've seen Floyd in person, and he's tiny. You've seen Floyd in person.
I've worked with Gervonta and Floyd.
Tiny.
Well, Floyd likely has shoes on there.
Oh, dude, he's so small.
He's tiny, guys.
Yeah. I mean, he's so small. Wow.
MMA analyst Chael Sonnen gave his take, saying Jake Paul surprised many by pivoting to Gervonta Davis instead of facing expected opponent Anthony Taylor. Sonnen noted that Davis, while a brilliant fighter, lacks Paul's flair for promotion. Paul, by contrast, has mastered the art of storytelling and event building, which is crucial in modern boxing. Sonnen believes that this potential matchup works because Davis brings legitimacy and Paul brings visibility. Together, they form a perfect mix. One delivers in the ring, the other delivers outside of it. Without that dynamic, the fight wouldn't attract the level of mainstream interest it currently does.
It is the exact opposite of Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul for 2. So the fight that was being dangled and rumored in front of us, the exact opposite has happened. The opposite of fighting Anthony Joshua is not fighting nobody. The opposite of fighting Anthony Joshua is fighting Tank Davis. Okay. So there's one big glaring issue for me. It's just your partner being Tank Davis. Tank is not the guy that knows how to sell a fight. Tank cannot sell a fight in his own division. It could be a title fight, a contenders fight, a main event fight. He could be the favorite. He could be the underdog. Tank doesn't know how to bring that information to you guys in a way that is compelling. And Tank is already blinking in this situation. You have one guy who is argued amongst the pound for pound current greats in boxing. You have another guy that has suggested he should not even be allowed to box, that he should have to call it something different. He should not be licensed. He should not be ranked in the top 14. He should never be selected for a world title. Okay. Now, Tank has one job to do, which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport.
Some experts question whether Davis's renowned knockout power would carry over against someone of Jake Paul's size. While Davis has stopped many opponents in lighter divisions, Paul's larger frame may absorb punches differently. Analysts point out that physics matters. What works against a lightweight may not translate against a cruiserweight. As skilled as Davis is, size can act as a natural defense. This leads many to view the fight as more entertainment than true sport, arguing that Paul's physical advantage could neutralize Davis's strengths and render the match less competitive than advertised.
The Gervonta fight makes no sense to me because yes, Floyd didn't have the punching power Gervonta had, but even if Gervonta lands, I don't see him hurting Jake to the point he knocks him out. So what are we even doing? Where's the idea of this where's the idea that Gervonta is even gonna hurt him? He may hurt him to the body, whatever. Jake doesn't want to throw as much, but I don't see him one punch knocking Jake out. And, the same thing was kind of said with Logan. Like, okay, Floyd probably won't knock him out, but probably going to outbox him. I get where Dana's coming from. These things are not meant to be competitive fights. They're meant to make money and to, I guess, scratch that itch of the circus mystery unknown.
And Gervonta, I think, hits way harder than fucking Floyd, but he's too small. I mean, your brother's going to be able to, get inside on him, put his weight on him, tie him up. But I don't hate your brother. Your brother's out there doing his thing. But it cracks me up that they want to start suing people that are talking shit when your brother talks more shit than anybody talks.
I think the thought process behind it is, okay, so Jake and I are obviously pretty polarizing individuals. And when an echo chamber starts and a rumor mill starts of like staged fight bullshit, which like these fights aren't staged, you know, that's just, it's at that level, it's like almost impossible. I think they think that it affects the business and it affects the brand because people discredit him as actually having legitimate bouts. I think that's the theory. So to hold people accountable for
legitimate
perpetuating
meaning,
the rumor.
Legitimate meaning not fixed.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And
which is I mean, again, Dana would do the same thing if his company became known for doing fixed fights when they weren't. Then he would try to find the same way to hold people accountable if they were reputable people saying that, right? So again, the whole Jake suing people for blatantly trying to say he fixes fights or he stages fights or people have no knockout clauses and all the other bullshit, I understand. Now, again, people need to use their words more accurately if they're upset about what Jake is doing. All you have to do if you're upset with the way Jake is moving in his career is say, what some people do say, which is, we like to see Jake challenge himself. We don't want to see these exhibitions, these fights that don't make sense for what you said you want to do or what you purport to want to be in the sport of boxing, which is a world champion. We want to see you fight active fighters around your skill level. That's it. But you can't go on there and go, oh, look, another rigged fight. Oh, look, another fake fight. Oh, look, he's staging another one.
Critics of Jake Paul argue that his rise in boxing has come partly at the expense of the sport's legacy. By bringing retired legends back into the ring with promises of big paydays, Paul has blurred the line between promotion and exploitation. While bouts involving names like Mike Tyson generate excitement, they also raise safety and ethical concerns. The fear is that boxing could devolve into a spectacle where aged icons are used for entertainment rather than respected for their legacies. While Paul thrives on this controversy, many believe it shows he's willing to sidestep tradition for attention and profit.
Perpetuating the rumor.
Legitimate meaning not fixed.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. And
which is I mean, again, Dana would do the same thing if his company became known for doing fixed fights when they weren't. Then he would try to find the same way to hold people accountable if they were reputable people saying that, right? So again, the whole Jake suing people for blatantly trying to say he fixes fights or he stages fights or people have no knockout clauses and all the other bullshit, I understand. Now, again, people need to use their words more accurately if they're upset about what Jake is doing. All you have to do if you're upset with the way Jake is moving in his career is say, what some people do say, which is, we like to see Jake challenge himself. We don't want to see these exhibitions, these fights that don't make sense for what you said you want to do or what you purport to want to be in the sport of boxing, which is a world champion. We want to see you fight active fighters around your skill level. That's it. But you can't go on there and go, oh, look, another rigged fight. Oh, look, another fake fight. Oh, look, he's staging another one. Right? That's the thing that's, again, false. So I get it. I get why they're upset, but I also get why people categorize it the way they do. You just got to be better with your words. That's it.
And not many of the fights are legitimate fights, but not being fixed. Hey, you hit me here and I hit you there.
Yeah, I mean, Dana, that's insane.
I agree.
Like, let's choreograph.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do if people are fucking saying stupid shit? People say dumb shit about me, my business, all the time.
True.
Former champion Sean Porter defended Gervonta Davis's decision to entertain an exhibition fight with Jake Paul. Porter emphasized that the move is not about proving legacy, it's about smart business and long-term security. He argued that exhibitions are designed to minimize risk through agreed-upon rules, while still delivering fan excitement. For Porter, Davis is making a calculated choice to support his family and secure his financial future. He urged critics to understand that fighters face short careers, and turning down opportunities like this isn't always an option. It's about survival and smart planning, not just pride.
They're trying to make it safer and, all those sorts of things, but there's still this pureness to boxing that really doesn't exist in sports anymore, but it's still there with boxing. I think that's why people have such a problem with this kind of move from Tank Davis.
Is it more the heart? How do you guys feel being boxers?
Man, like once you hear the numbers,
I'm like, they're talking, like, I don't know the official one. They're talking about like 100 mil.
Oh, damn.
Like, they're talking about these insane numbers. Like, I'm going to be like, don't take that. I'm not going to tell another man not to take that type of check, especially for something like that. It's not on your official record. It's an exhibition. I'm not going to lie here and act like I'm not going to say yes to 100 million or something like that. But I do see exactly what you're saying about the essence of boxing. I wish they would kind of separate it a little more, because exhibitions have always been a thing. That's always been an argument.
Right.
But they're just selling it like a real fight almost.
Right.
So I think that maybe if we could create a better like distinction, more of a difference.
Right.
There might be less hate on it, but at the end of the day, man, I'm not going to tell Tank not to take that.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more fight news and updates. Until next time.